last did arise, a trio of loons with cigars in their eyes. They've invaded the world with their smoky surprise. The Cigar Loons, they're oh so wise. Lunatic invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter, their stories unfold. From the finest lips to the wildest tales, the Cigar Loons never fail to prevail. With their witty banter and infectious glee, they've captured hearts, you see. They're more than just smokers, they're a family, united by cigars, a brotherhood free. Invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter, their stories unfold. From the finest lips to the wildest tales, the Cigar Loons never fail to prevail. They've got the knowledge, the passion, the flair, a podcast powerhouse beyond compare. So light up a stogie and join me in fair. The Cigar Loons are always there. Lunatic invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter, their stories unfold. From the finest lips to the wildest tales, the Cigar Loons never fail to prevail.
All right.
Hello, and good evening. We are live. Of course, we're live on Instagram, we're live on rumble.com, and we do apologise for not being live tonight on YouTube, but stay with us as we're having technical issues there, and we will be back at a later date, so please stay. But yeah, tonight, of course, we're joined by Bree from Honeybee Cigars, and of course, Bree is the owner and CEO of the company. And thank you for joining us tonight, Bree, and welcome to the Cigar Loons podcast.
Thank you, fellas. I'm excited to be here. Pumped, guys.
Glad to have you.
Bree has, of course, sent over the loons, and also, of course, Jesse's got the cigars as well. And the guys are going to be smoking Honeybee tonight. So, of course, everyone, show your band of what Honeybee you have got. So, of course, Grumpy, you've got, of course, the Barber Pole that you're smoking tonight.
Yep. Crimson Treble.
And Kate, Matthew, and Jesse and Bree are all smoking the same one. And, of course, we are going to go into that cigar because it's very unique of why. But for anyone, because this is a unique thing, and I know Bree doesn't mind me saying, but this is Bree's first ever podcast. And of course, she's come and joined the nut jobs that we are, the Cigar Loons. So she's come and joined us.
But we said we'd be nice.
Yes, we said we'd be nice because we're always nice, even though we're a little bit crazy. But of course, for people who haven't seen,
but this is gonna be Bree's.
Yep. Opening night of being shown to the world, and this is the thing. And what you got to see is people will know you, of course, from Instagram, or of course looking into the business. now tonight is showing people who you are. So, of course, for people who don't know who you really are, Brie, what was really the first cigar that you ever smoked and lit that fuse in you to say, you know what, I want to get into this game. I want to get into the cigar game. I want to get into this whole cigar industry. So, what was the first cigar you ever smoked, and what gave you that fire to start?
You know what, man? The first time I touched my lips was to a. It was actually my father. My father. That was the brand I smoked, man. And coming from a family of cigar lovers, like this shit is in my blood. I
Yep.
smoked my first Connecticut, and I was hooked from there, man. Just been in the business a little bit, seeing it, on the back end, and smoked my first cigar and realized this is where I belong, fellas. That's it. Started off with a beautiful Connecticut shade, and here I am with my own line, man.
That's unique. You know something? Most
Right.
people say, of course, you've had the cigar,
Nice
and
soft, Connecticut. Can't go wrong. Can't
yeah,
go wrong.
where they start off, and they'll have the cigar, of course. They'll start, and it's like then a 10-year, 15-year, maybe 20-year obsession. Then, of course, they get into this, and you've only got to look, and we've said this quite a bit over the last couple of shows when we've spoken to people. You look at where you are, Brie, and then look at where, of course, Silent Hero is. With Bryce's age, you then look at some of the other companies with their ages that are coming into this whole cigar game now. It's more of the younger crowd now that are coming into cigars and bringing cigars out. And of course, this isn't me being ageist or anything. It's just now we're seeing more younger crowd coming out and bringing cigars. So this is a great thing about, of course, seeing you doing what you're doing and now bringing the cigars out. So when did the whole idea of now, of course, making the cigars? Because I know, of course, you said you smoked your Connecticut. Basically, then of course you came into it. Now it's like, when did that all come around? Is, you know what? I want to start going down this road. I want to start looking at this more and getting me feet into it. And coming up, of course, with Honeybee. So when did all that come around?
So this it's a little deep. I'm gonna get a little deep with you fellas. So I took a trip to Arizona, vacation out in carefree Arizona, man. It was super relaxing. It was a good time. Booked a really nice Airbnb, sat in the Arizona sunshine, and just manifested the life that I wanted, man. I was with my family. We were living a good, we were doing all right, but I knew something else, there was something else that I had in me, deep down, man. And I just sat, thought about it. I'm like, why not chase my dreams? And that's honestly what started it. Was a mental health vacation, tired of the same old stuff, with a career. And I just went full force forward, stinger out, ready to sting, man. And I went with Honeybee Cigars. There's a lot to the name, but it all started on inspiration on that trip, man. Went back home, started, plotting my thoughts, and made it a reality.
Yeah, and that's the
Simple
thing,
as
something. Yeah,
just start the journey,
something.
man. That's it. It's a crazy ass
Yeah,
idea, and you take that, and I was told, nah, you're a woman in this field, you're not gonna be able to do it. Stay here, move up, do this, and I, balls to the wall. I said,
yep,
fuck that. I'm gonna rock in the world of premium cigars. So I'm having fun, and that's all that matters, man. It's about people and cigars. That's it.
yeah.
Connect.
That's the thing. It's it's unique to sit there, like you said, in Arizona, having that mental break and thinking of what you wanted for your life and where you wanted to be. it's hard for some people. It's hard to get that vision in their head of what they want to do and then bring that out. Now, of course, with the vision that you had in your head, as that vision that you had, are you seeing this now coming? It's working the way that you had the vision, or is the little bits of a sidestep here, sidestep there, that something didn't work, something has worked? Where are you around that with the original vision of what you set out for?
So honestly, the original vision that I had for Honeybee Cigars, it stayed pretty on the lines of kind of what I'm rocking with now. You know, it's about people, growth, and just connection, man. And I wanted to build a foundation. I call it, the Hive Fam, everybody's family. We've got beginner cigar smokers, the newbies to the seasoned aficionados. Like, all are welcome, man. So I followed that very strict to the T a little bit, but I wanted it to just be a little bit more, about the people. Cigars, of course, as well. But man,
Yep.
in the business, I guess you take some turns. You're I'm learning as I'm going. But yeah, I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot coming too. So everything's very, very grateful, very humbled to be where I'm at now. And it's just sky's the limit, man. That's it. That's all I
Well,
can say.
this is the thing. You know something? Ever since when Giessy mentioned about Honeybee to us, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, Brie, and she got these cigars and they're called Honeybee," and seeing the design, because I'm a big skull fan. Everything that we do, Cigar Loons, is skulls. And I was like, "Oh, honey cigars, well, yeah, okay, doing all right." This and of course, looking at social media and looking, of course, at Instagram, and every other day seeing more Honeybee cigars popping up and that following building for you, you're on the right way of where you're going. But of course, I know for the people that are watching over on Instagram and over on Rumble, let's just dive into, of
Mhm.
course, the cigar that you guys are smoking. And let's tell the people that are watching the cigar that you're now smoking, Brie, of course, with the rest of the guys so they can find out about that cigar. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass it over to Matthew and Kate, and I'm going to pass it over to Grumpy. I am. But let's go on about the cigar, of course, that you guys are smoking tonight.
You know what, man? Everybody's smoking a La Loca for the most part. I think we got Grumpy over here smoking one of my Crimsons. It's a multi candela, man. It's a good one. Sweet tea, iced tea, hints of tea, a little earthy. And I'm glad you're smoking that one too. But I know most of us are holding up a La Loca. Mine's about more than halfway done here. But the La Loca Leland, man, I know we're all enjoying La Loca, the crazy La Loca Cameroon, right? It's good stuff, man.
It's
So,
delicious. I love this one.
yeah. So, of
Savor
course,
it.
that's what you're smoking. Now,
Big
of
story
course,
behind that one. Y'all are gonna see it firsthand on Instagram. Every
yeah.
cigar though, really that I drop has meaning behind it, and y'all are gonna meet soon. You guys are gonna meet the face of La Loca Leland Deluxe, man. It's
Cool.
based off of a family member, man. So first time shouting that out. Whoever's watching,
Yep.
keep eyes on the gram. You guys are gonna see the La Loca and the inspiration and the story a little bit more back
Yep.
behind why I named it La Loca too. So
Yep. I hope
it's a good one.
I hope you don't mind with this question, Brie, because I've done a bit of reading up on you, and I
Hit
know,
me,
of
boss. I'm
course,
ready.
I know with Giessy. Giessy used to text me in the middle of the night and be like, "Giessy, phone's going off, brother. Just do one. You know something? I love you, but when your ADHD starts kicking in, brother, this is whoa. How do you find? How do you find being in the cigar industry with having ADHD? Do you think there's people look at you different, or do You look at yourself as being different and seeing things a different way to what the legacy brands do. So the legacy brand can say, well, I see it this way. But with you, of course, with having ADHD, people with ADHD, autism, or whatever, they're on that different spectrum. They see different things and they see it in a different way that someone else wouldn't. So my question is, do you see it different to where other people are? And you know there's this way of you doing it will work this way? Or how do you feel about it, Brie? That's my main question, to be honest.
You know what, guys? Yeah, so I mean, it's something I battled as a child, man. ADD, ADHD. I got an auditory processing disorder, right? So like we all come from, you know, so it's definitely been a challenge, man. But I definitely think that I'm thrown in this game to shake it up a little bit, you know. And I definitely think that we can look at our not so best qualities and we could flip them to something great, man. So honestly, my crazy ass brain, La Loca, like the name of my cigar, man, it's just it's all freaking just motivating me, man, and I'm pushing forward with that energy. And it's great. I think it's good, man. It's doing what it needs to do, I guess. So
yeah, well, good. And
it's been a struggle, but you know, you got to overcome it, and you know, you gotta take it for what it's worth and make the best out of it. And
Hell yeah.
that's it, man.
Well, thank you, of course, for answering that, Brie, because I know sometimes people don't want to, and like I say, thank you for being open and honest, because this is the thing. People are going to see the real you, and they're going to get to know you, and this is, of course, how they're going to fall in love with the whole brand and the person that you are. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to shut my little mouth for a little bit, and I'm going to pass it over to my Loon brothers. So we're going to go straight up top. Cigar Piper Kate. We're going to go straight to you, my brother.
Bree, thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate your time. And again, thank you so much for the care package. I really, really like that wood business card. That is cool. I have not seen that. That is something very unique and special. It's pretty cool. It smells good too.
There you go, man. Real wood. That's it.
And so I got a couple questions.
That's the first thing my wife did was smell it.
That's right. It's real bamboo. I went with, you know, everybody does cedar, a little something different. I switched it up. I went with a non-traditional card, man.
Yeah, it's very cool. As far as your business model, and I've been following you for a while, and I didn't even realize last night I went to look at your Instagram, and I didn't even follow you. So I followed you last night. I appreciate the follow back.
There you
but
go.
I'm like, how am I not following her? So, but I have seen your stuff, mostly through Giessy, you know. But I have seen a lot of your stuff, and I got to tell you, your business model and your marketing plan, brilliant. I know you had this ambassador program, and I know you've recently pulled back on that. But how many ambassadors did you end up with, and did it get kind of out of control, and you kind of had to pull it back a little bit?
You know what? It definitely. I didn't think it was gonna blow up as big as I thought it would. You know, I had an original plan to get at least 10, ambassadors just to start, man. And then it went wild, and everybody started referring friends, and I was like, you know what? We're a hive. We're a family. I'm taking them on. We're gonna be bringing that back, though. By the way, I'm just fine tuning a couple things. Definitely want to build the colony of hive ambassadors repping the brand. But yeah, man, it definitely blew up pretty quick, and we did have to take a little halt on that just to focus on other new releases coming soon, man. But we will be bringing back the VIP Hive ambassador program with a little twist to it, but it'll come back.
Yeah, I saw that, and I said that's absolutely brilliant. So very cool. And on the other side of it, I noticed too that you're in a few retail locations. So where's the focus on that, and how's that going?
That's right. So honestly, we're I'm based out of Florida, so I'm online only. So hybrid pop-ups, trying to get in with different businesses and vendors. We're mostly on the East Coast. I'm securing some really solid business friendships, I call them too, and partnerships throughout Florida. I know my man G's got some ends on his side of the world on the West Coast. So we're just trying to expand out and get the name out there. But yeah, man, it's been fun so far. I honestly just meeting every type of people from Florida. I'm a Florida chick. Meeting with people from up north, Vermont, Pennsylvania, West Coast. So if you guys know of anybody who's wanting a Honeybee cigar in their humidor or shop, man, we got partners with event calls. I mean, it's all love. It's anybody who's going to support people and cigars, and that's all it's about.
What part of Florida are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, man, St. Johns County, so it's Jacksonville. Jacksonville is the main hub. I'm a little bit more on the outskirts of Jax, which is like St. Augustine, St. John's. But yeah, everything's online, and I'll be in Greenville next month. So stuff's about to get wild, man.
No, yeah, you're just a few hours down the road from Grumpy. There, he's in the Panhandle.
There you go. Yeah, not too far.
Yeah,
We'll be over in Pensacola too. You guys got to make sure to hit us up.
Yeah.
Over in Pensacola for Cigar Week.
I got one more question. I know you're kind of crunched for time here. So I want to before we move on, but I heard you mention that is it a sweet tip cigar that you have? Is it a honey sweet tip one? Is that one of the ones you have?
This one right here?
No, in your line.
Yes, the Tupelo Miel. That's a sweet tip.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try that one. That one sounds very good to me. I was gonna ask you if you were gonna come out with that, and then in my research I saw that, and I'm like, oh, there we go.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a fan favorite, I'd say, for sure. It's
yeah, dude.
The honey, super sweet, man.
Very cool. All right. Again, we really appreciate you coming here. I know it's your first podcast. It's just like I guess we're just sitting in the cigar lounge talking, and it's been very nice having you here. I'm going to pass it down to either Grumpy or Matthew, whichever way you want to go, Gaz.
So we'll go with Matthew, and then of course we'll go with the crazy one, and we'll go with Grumpo. So Matthew.
Like these guys said, thanks for coming on with us. I'm really enjoying this cigar. My nose is a little jacked up, so I can't give you a lot of notes or anything right now. But it's still pairing pretty well with my bourbon here. And I was curious, what's your go-to pairing if you're not? Oh, she gone.
Well, damn. I mean, darn.
Very nice.
Poof.
Oh. Jeez. Okay.
We still got 7 minutes, man.
Oh, she's gone. What happened?
We still got 7 minutes.
We've got some technical issues for you then.
There's some issues.
My tablet shut off earlier. That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
You scared it off, man.
Wow.
Well, we've never scared a guest off, but of course we do know, of course, Bree's outside.
I was talking now, so my fault.
She's of course experiencing some issues while being outside, and of course we do know she's only got half an hour to give us tonight, and this is going to be basically like part 1 with Bree, and then we're going to get together and do a part 2. But for the remainder of the show, of course, we have got Tobacco G-Sticks. We've got Giessy back tonight. And Giessy, of course, is now repping for Bree at Honeybee. And that's why, of course, you haven't seen Giessy with us for a bit, because that's what Jesse's been doing. And
Indeed.
we wished him all the luck in the world out. And we know, of course, you're sailing and doing good. But hopefully, Bree does come back and we can get that question. But, of course...
Giessy, are you able to give her a ring, find out what's going on?
Yeah, I just texted her.
Okay.
Yep. Hopefully she come back. But I know, of course, we are being watched
Yeah,
on
with her
Instagram,
being out
and,
there.
Yeah. I want to say hello, of course, to Smokey G. So Smokey G is watching, and he did put hello, brothers and sisters. So
What's
of
up,
course
brother?
he is watching.
Hey, what's up, brother?
And hello to everyone that's watching over, of course, on rumble.com. Thank you for joining us. It is something different tonight, of course, with everything. And of course, we did have Bree with us, but she is just having some technical issues. But of course, we'll come back to that in a minute. And we'll come, of course, back to going with Giessy. But at the moment, so of course, Matthew, I'm going to get on with you. And I know you
Sure.
said, of course, your nose is a little bit jacked up. But
Yeah.
palate-wise in the mouth, what kind of taste are you getting off, of course, the cigar? And then I'll go to Kate and I'll go to Grumpy and get their takes on the
Sure.
cigars as well.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so the most like prevalent things I'm getting right now are a little bit of graham cracker,
Right, okay.
and I'm getting a little bit of I want to say like a light leather, you know, a little bit of that drying going on. But
Okay.
that's pretty much it at the moment.
Okay, so what we'll do now, of course, we'll go back to your question. Bree, don't feel scared again with Matthew. I
Hey,
can
there
mute
she
Matthew
is.
and get Matthew out. So, but Matthew, go on. Ask your question to Bree, my brother. What you're going to ask?
You don't have
All right,
you don't have to
go
look
ahead.
at the screen. We understand he's got a little bit of a
You know what,
iffy
man?
mug.
Listen,
I apologize. I had to hop off real quick, guys. I'm at the park right now, so I had to hop off real quick.
It's
I'm
all
back
good. You
though.
back now? We
I'm
got you
back.
now.
I'm ready to go.
Roll on.
Sorry about that,
all
guys.
good,
That's all
all
good.
good.
Roll it. Roll it.
Y'all don't scare me though. You guys, it's all love, all love.
Good. Good.
We
All
had some
right, so
technical difficulties on the back end.
That's all right.
understood. I had some of those to start the night off, so we're good.
There you go.
So, all right, I'm
Yeah.
drinking bourbon. What's your go-to pairing with the Leland here?
Ooh, honestly, man, anything like whiskey, guys. I'm a whiskey lover to begin with, you know. So just pairing that with a solid whiskey, man. Honestly, it's all love when it comes to whiskey. There's no set pairing on that one yet that I could put my finger on. But
Right on.
yeah, man, there's a few that pair very well with that, and it's hard to list. It's hard to list the tops, man. I swap it out all the time.
Understood.
It's a good one.
So I guess my next question would be, of your lines, you did say that you like to have cigars for beginners and veterans and all that. What's your go-to cigar that you would say, hey, you're a beginning cigar smoker, you should smoke this in my line?
Definitely, that's a good question. That is a very good question. Most of our cigar lineups are very mild, medium-bodied cigars, but the first cigar that I would mention would definitely be my Tupelo Miel, man. It's a good sweet one. Starts you off nice, gets you familiar with holding a
Mm-hmm.
cigar, and building up the taste on it, and it's just sweet. It's like it's a good first one. Or my Queen Lucilla Connecticut shade, man. Those are the two that I will always recommend.
All right,
10 out
and
of 10
now
times, yeah, for a
on
beginner.
on the other end of that, and this is a nice medium body cigar, I would call it. But so like my go-to is like strong, heavy pepper, big flavors. Do you have one like that?
My Habano, yeah, that's gonna be the King Reserve. That's a full body cigar, good smoke. You're looking for something stronger with that taste palette. Definitely grab one of my King Reserves. It's a good Habano. And they're all premium cigars.
Yeah, I can
So
tell that by the way it's burning and tasting. So that's good. Thank you.
yeah.
Uh, I guess that's kind of all the questions I got. So I'm gonna roll up to Grumpy now.
Why you
Yeah.
want to do
Uh-oh.
that?
Here comes Here comes trouble. Here comes trouble. Here comes Grumpy.
There's nothing. I'm good. I'm good. Now, I appreciate you being here, and I do appreciate the care package.
Absolutely.
I obviously did not get the memo that this was Leland night, so
That's all
my
good.
apologies. But this, I will say, I am enjoying it, and it has. Let me say that it has not met my expectations. I mean, that's a good thing because I love a good
I was
candela
I was
and I
really
love a good
really
barber pole.
That's right. That's a good
You know,
stick right there.
but I have never
yeah, I was
held one
really
and
really
smoked one
hoping for you to
that.
smoke that.
Well, I've never had one that was made like this, and I was expecting somewhat of a little bit of a headache with it, but it's just no, it's just that thing is there ain't a thing coming off of that. Nice burn line. The
That's
flavors
the
are
third
excellent.
runner up on a beginner cigar. I'll shout out to. It's definitely one of them.
Yeah, it's got that sweet
Yeah.
grass, a little earthiness to it. Yeah.
Right.
You got anything else in the makings on the candela or the barber pole?
None yet, but the world. You never know. Maybe down the line we'll throw something out there.
I hear you. Now, well, I know that even though you have your own line of cigars, you cannot live alone on your own cigars alone. And I know you. Well, it wasn't going to be that hard of a question.
Oh, there's Snoops again.
Of course, we do
I'll
know, of
forget
course,
it.
Bree.
Yeah, I'll
We
forget
do
it
know Bree,
before
of
she gets
course.
back.
Yeah, we know,
Write
of
it
course,
down,
Bree's
Grump.
at
Write
the
it down.
park, and
Yeah, write that down.
we're understanding them technical issues, and of
Yeah,
course, it can't be helped. It can't be helped tonight, and we know, of course, Bree can't help technical
Yeah.
issues that she's
Oh yeah.
having, but like we were saying, of course, before when we were on about
Mm-hmm.
the notes of the Leland. So, of course, I'm going to go back up to Kate, and Kate, what are you getting from the Leland cigar from taste point of smoking the cigar? What taste notes are you getting?
For me, this cigar is right in my wheelhouse. I'm the lightest smoker of the group. This is a good medium cigar for me. I get this nice white pepper, kind of a woodsy note.
Mm-hmm.
It's not real earthy. I get some cinnamon in there. I can taste the cinnamon on my lips, and I know I'm just over
Mm-hmm.
halfway through. I got the lower band off. But when I get in that last night when I smoked it, I got into that back, the final third. It really kicked it up a notch. I could taste the cinnamon on my lips, so I really enjoyed it. So that's what I'm getting so far. Good
Good.
cigar, burning
Good.
great.
Good.
It's put together nice.
Grump, of course, we know you didn't have the Leland. You, of course, got the barber pole. But what notes are you getting out of that barber pole, my brother? Because, of course, we know it's Candela. We know, of course, it's got the different shades on it. So,
well,
what tastes are you getting from that cigar?
it's of course it's got uh the sweet grass that you're gonna get from a good candela. It does have that. It's very nice. Uh, and you can actually tell, when you're into these strips that are on here, you can actually tell when you're into that. It kind of lends a little bit of earthiness, a little bit of, you know, I wouldn't say like nuttiness, more of a kind of a light coffee bean like thing once in a while comes through there, but
Yep.
it's more earthy and sweet grass, and it's a really pleasant cigar. I mean,
Cool.
and yeah,
Yes.
it's beautiful the way those because I had said something about the way this is put together, but
Yep.
that one piece right there that was always loose from the beginning that just flew off is the only thing that's loose on the whole thing. Is that one piece that was loose on it when I took it out of the
Yep.
pack. So
Yeah.
it's
You know,
a wonderful cigar.
you know something. You look at, of course, just the bandwork alone. The bandwork's so smart, and of course, it is up on the top of the screen. Of course, the skull, and you can see straight away on the skull. Half of the skull, of course, is the honeycomb. Basically, that's in there, and of course, that the bees are doing. And the band
Hmm.
stand out. They're a nice looking band. It fits the cigar, even of course with me not having the cigars at the moment and seeing the cigars, of course, that you guys have gone to purchase. They're really nice looking cigars. Even the box art that Giessy showed me on the box, and they're superb. You know something? Bree seems to know what she wants to do and
Hmm.
where she wants to go with the company. And this is the thing, like we said before, young blood coming into this world of cigars. You're seeing
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the older
Oh yeah.
manufacturers start going, and we're seeing more of this young blood coming in, and they're bringing out different, unique cigars. They're using different wrappers that most of the other companies wouldn't maybe use because that's their vision. And of course, we are going to go down now to, of course, Mr. Tobacco G Sticks. And
Mm-hmm.
just got a quick message on Instagram, and it's from Smokey G. Does Giessy even really smoke cigars? So that's from Gary. It
Damn,
is.
somebody's getting
And
called out.
Hell, man.
but yeah, you know something. Let's go into, of course, all this, Jess. If you're starting now, of course, and where you are coming for Honeybee. So, what made you want to become an ambassador for Honeybee, and what got the passion in you lit up to get in touch with Brie and start doing this with Brie, my brother? What was your passion there for getting into it?
First suggestion.
Jess,
Well,
do you that?
you know, when I first find out about honeybees, um, I kind of checked the company out a little bit, and um, the 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 way she's bringing out the company in a more urban way, I guess I can say it, for I can connect with that female. I think about my daughters, and it's just a different outlook at what the norm is for a cigar company, and I'm all about doing things out of the norm. And not only that, her vibe, I match her vibe, and we talk about all these crazy ideas together all the time, and it's fun. And that's the one thing about honeybees that I like, that it's not just a boring old company. We try to make things fun. It's all about love for everybody, and just having a good old time, you know.
Yeah, you know something. You look at the posts that you do, and they're quite unique. Even the posts that you do, and what you're doing for Honeybee. Now, of course, out of the whole Honeybee line of the cigars, where are you
Hmm.
with what you would recommend to somebody? So, say somebody's coming to you, they've been smoking cigars for 10 plus years, and they're like, Jess, I've seen Honeybee. Of course, what cigars would you suggest for me to smoke? So, I'm a full bodied cigar smoker. I do go down to medium. Sometimes I go to a light. I want a cigar for in the morning for my coffee. I want
Hmm.
one for a dinner time smoke, and then one for my evening smoke before I go bed with a whiskey, where would you say from Honeybee, with just them three choices that you would pick out as them three choices?
So from Honeybee, I would say, to start off your day, if you're looking at the different things and everything for throughout the day, I would say definitely start with the Queen, which is the Connecticut. Start that off in the morning. It's not it, do- the I'm not a Connecticut smoker, but I like that one because it doesn't have that typical Connecticut like fermentation sour taste. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's really smooth. Is pleasant to smoke, and it doesn't matter if you smoke if you like to have a strong espresso in the morning or a coffee with a lot of cream on it. It's going to be a great smoke for you in the morning. You know, uh, uh, for a nice midday smoke, I would probably uh, go then with the Monarch, which is actually the Maduro, and you
Yep.
would probably pick that more for an after dinner smoke. But it's a great smoke in the middle of the day. I feel like it helps it helps keep you going. You know what I mean? It's like having a cup of coffee. It helps keep you going. You know,
Mm.
uh,
That's
uh,
yep.
a nice
Oh,
good steak dinner. Uh,
yep.
I would go with the
I
King
was
Reserve,
mad. Yeah.
which is the
You,
Habano,
yeah, you're getting a little bit
which has
choppy then,
to
just
it.
with your
Um,
series. You coming in
but
and
La
out,
Loca,
choppiness.
you can smoke this. Oh,
Now we now we can see you. You were
yeah. If
chopping
you
in and out,
the thing about the La Loca is that if this is blended in a way that is so nice and smooth that this could actually go for all your meals too.
Right. Okay. So of course, we know the cigars now. Of course, we've been talking about the cigars. We've kind of gone on, of course, the nuances. Now, where the cigars being made, factory wise? Because as we know, some people don't tell you the factory. Some people say, well, it's made at this factory, but we can't tell
Yeah.
you the blend.
Well,
So, where are the cigars being made?
fact the factory is one of the top secrets going on here. They still
We're still here. We can still see you.
Yeah,
Yes,
You guys are still there?
we got you.
we're still here.
Can't give up that information, man.
Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Um, the the factory itself, is a secret. That is something that we won't disclose. But we are uh, in Esteli, Nicaragua. That is where everything
Okay.
is blended from. All of our tobacco, all that is from Esteli, Nicaragua farms. From a special uh, company that we get special barrel aged tobacco.
Do you think there's sometimes, of course, with different companies not revealing where they're having the cigars made? Do you think there's that's sometimes where people don't go and buy the cigar because they want to know the factory? They want to know if it's coming out of Espinosa. They want to know if it's coming out the Sensia. They want to know if it's coming from Perdomo or whoever. Do you think there's sometimes
Hmm.
that's like, oh, yet again, another undisclosed thing? Oh, yeah, well, they can't even say the
I
factory.
think
Well,
that's
what do you think we're going to do? You think we're going to go to the factory? It's,
Mhm.
you know where I'm coming from on that one.
yeah, no, of course, absolutely. And I think when it comes more to the more experienced elder smoker, 40s, 50s, 60-year olds, um, yes, that really matters a lot to that group of people. But I think when it comes to the newer age smokers, the 20, the 30-year-olds, that are really experiencing all the boutiques, I think it just brings more of an excitement of what is coming, um, and with the boutiques, there's yeah, of course everybody competes with the legacies, but with the boutiques, it's a competition within yourself, you know to be able to bring and create these blends that nobody else is bringing, and in a market that is so competitive, for a small company like that, I think it is smart to keep it to yourself.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. It's sometimes with me, I want to know the factory, and my point is me knowing is I know whether or not it's going to be good tobacco, and that's a goal. If I'm getting told, well,
Right.
the factory kept a secret, I'm then starting to think, right, then I start smoking the cigar. Well, we can tell you the wrapper, but we can't tell you the fill and the binder. Well, what's so secret? You're going to either
Right. Right.
say it's from the region, or you're going to say, of course, it's from Dominican Republic or Honduras. You're not telling me what tobacco you've primed, what you've put in there. You're not telling me what I should be getting taste wise from it. And sometimes it's it's
Hmm.
hard to then sit there and do a review on that cigar because you don't know the factory. You don't know what's in the cigar. You can go, well, yeah, it looks like
Oh
a
yeah.
Maduro. This, I think it's from Nicaragua because it tastes a little bit like Nicaraguan cigars that I've had, but this is the taste wise of what I'm getting. If I was doing a review on that, people are going to go, well, that's a fucking boring review. I want more information. And this is why I
Yeah.
mentioned that. But I also get it from Bree's standpoint of a company. There's, you want to have that bit of mystique around you. You want to be that bit of a
Hmm.
mysterious company of going,
Well,
okay. And
just like just like everybody has their own, you know, preferred brand, let's say, or preferred, tobacco company, or and at the same time, sometimes they have their company that they hate the most, right?
yep.
Well,
Yep.
if you say, oh well, this came out of this, tabaqueria from Nicaragua, and it's a tabaqueria that you have had something you didn't like before, you might not want it, right?
Mm,
But as we all know, that's not the tabaqueria's fault. That's whoever
yeah.
decided on that blend. They
Yeah.
decided they wanted that blend. The tabaqueria blended it. You know.
Yeah.
So to put it like that, and putting out the company out there that's actually rolling the cigars in Nicaragua, that just gives more of a chance for people to say either yay or nay without trying the cigar first. You
Mm.
know, and much rather have you try the cigar first and make up your mind whether you like it or not. And if you find out later on down the vine line that it was this certain company that y- you always hated, well, guess what? Now you know that they make a good cigar still too. Because
Yeah.
it's all about what the owner of the cigar brand wants the blend to be.
Yeah. What they envision is what they want, and that's the
Exactly,
thing.
exactly.
I get that. So of course, general over impression from, of course, with what was seen. How do you see it? Of course, with being a rep now and being with Bree for a bit. How are you seeing the general impression from people on Instagram and people, of course, reaching out to you to find out about the cigars? What's the general impression on that, Jess? Are people excited to smoke them? Are people asking more about the
You know,
cigars?
At the very beginning, it was a lot of questions because it was brand new. Nobody knew about it. Um, so it was really about who is this company that you're rapping for, you know? Um, and after talking to people and people actually seeing me smoke the cigars and seeing the cigars, and um, then people got more intrigued, and a few people have gone out and bought the cigars, and they've actually been impressed and liked them. And now that now that they have tried them and see what it is, the feedback is a little different, of course. But in the beginning, yeah, of course, it was like, who is this company you rapping for?
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But I like rapping for them. Like I said, I like the vibe. I like the way she's going out with it, and you know the communication, which is the biggest thing when you're working with a company, is communication, and the communication between me and her is fantastic. You know,
Good.
whatever I need, I ask. She provides. Whatever she needs from me, same thing. She lets me know. And it's just a mutual relationship back and forth that just work.
Yeah. Well, what I'm gonna do, Jess, I'm gonna pass it over to Matthew and let Matthew ask you some stuff and Kate and Grump. So, guys, you ask the stuff. I'm just gonna pop off a minute, but I will be back. So I'll be back in a minute. I will. But Matthew, I'll let you go on. So Matthew,
Can't
It'll
hear you,
help if
Matthew.
I unmute
You're muted,
myself.
Matthew.
Uh, so I'm sorry, I got distracted by the wind whipping everything around outside. So let's see. I already asked my whiskey question. Asked my strong, my light cigar. I don't know, Kurt. You got any more questions?
Now, I just want to talk about this cigar, man. This,
Yeah.
I love, man, this final third of this, because for me, the first and second third, they were kind of the same. I love it going all the way through, but it really kicks it up. I love this cinnamon in it that I'm getting. I can, like, it's on my
Yeah.
lips. It got a real
and,
long
and
finish.
when we're done here, you and I can talk a little more about it. I can't really tell people. um but there is something in this Cameroon that is completely different than anything else out there, which is why it's so good. And I tell people all the time that tell me they like Cameroon and everything. I tell them, it's like, bro, you need to try this, because this is not going to be like any other Cameroon you've had out there. It's nice, it's pleasant, it's smooth. It has all the great correct characteristics that it needs to have without slapping in your face.
Yeah, I agree. I get that classic Cameroon taste, on the wrapper, but man, I just really love. I almost wish that the it kicked up a little bit sooner, because I really like. I'm going down to the. I'm getting close here, but I don't want to stop smoking it. So
Now you don't
very
want to
good.
stop smoking it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, we're glad that you came out of retirement this one time for us, and was able to grace us with your presence. I'll pass it over to Grumpy, see if he's got any questions for you.
Well, um, I, I'm I'm still enjoying this quite well. It, and I will say, uh, it is a pleasant. It's a very pleasant surprise. 'Cause like I said, I'd never
Hmm.
seen I've never seen, a barber pole made like this. So I had my doubts,
Yeah.
but it's held together very
Well,
well,
it's not.
you know.
Yeah, it's not your traditional barber pole where the leaves are layered together as they're wrapped.
Right.
It's more of an artesano look, um, where
Yeah,
the
it's kind of
leaves
like,
are added on top later on.
yeah, they were an afterthought. But yeah, I like that though because it's not really any uniformity to it. But and like I said, I think I asked her if if there were any more plans for anything else in the candela or the barber pole
Right.
variety. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. No. And not right now. Not right now. There's nothing in the works right now for a candela or a barber pole. Um, but there's still a lot of other things that are always coming up. Um, and yeah, just keep an eye out because there's always going to be a lot of great things coming out.
Grumpy, if I can say one thing to interrupt you real quick. I
yeah,
smoked that cigar 3 days ago,
yeah,
and I really enjoyed that candela. I almost wish that the whole thing it would have been phenomenal for me. I mean, it was a phenomenal cigar. I enjoyed the flavors in it, but I almost wish the whole thing was candela. It was because it's really good. Um,
yeah. I would love to try. I
Without
would
the
love,
Maduro on it.
yeah, I would
mhm.
love to try one of these. That's just a solid candela wrapper. I'd love that.
Yeah, that was my impression of it. But it was a good cigar.
Like
Um,
Hmm.
yeah,
putting a note in. I'm putting a note in right now. Okay, I'm going to put a note in right now.
and I'm not a
Writing it.
candela connoisseur like Grumpy is, but and it's been a while since I smoked one. But I really enjoyed that and the candela portion of that, and like mine, and they're all different from what I can see. Like mine had like more of the Maduro on the
Oh
back
yeah,
end of it, and I'm like, oh man, my candela. I only got one more little strip of candela here, but
Yeah,
I wish the whole thing was candela, but it's good though.
yeah,
What,
yeah.
you got an
But
imaginary whiteboard off the screen there, buddy? What,
no, I got
what are you
my
writing on?
phone is over here. My phone's over here.
You write it on your phone like that?
yeah,
So, I know, of course,
yeah,
about the cigar and, of course, the candela, and basically, of course, having a full candela. And that's another thing. You don't really see many full candela. And, of course, we know, of course, of the
Yeah,
companies
yeah.
that have. But that would be unique. So, what big things is Brie got coming up? I know, of course, there's some stuff we can't talk about on air. But what other big things has Brie got coming up? Because I know she's got a couple of things coming up. She's got an event or something. I know she's been posting about something
Yep.
else that she's been
We're
posting about.
gonna.
So, what
So
other big
Honeybees
things
is
are coming
going
up?
to be. Yeah, Honeybee Cigars is going to be down in Pensacola for the big Pensacola event. Um, and she'll be there herself. So if you wanna meet her and talk more about the cigars, she'll be down there in Pensacola. Then there's also another event happening at uh, Torch Cigar Pub. Um, and holy crap, I don't want to say the wrong place, so I'm not gonna. But if you look up Torch Cigar Pub, or if you go on Instagram to any of our pages or whatever, you'll be able to see it. And yeah, so there are going to be a cut and light there, and then she'll be down at the event. Um, and then you can always keep an eye out on any social media outlet that you follow with honeybees, and you can always keep in touch and see where honeybees is going to be.
Yep.
But we are planning on swarming everything. We're planning on bringing a swarm of bees all over the United States. Um, we are right now currently working with the West Coast, including places down in California. Um, uh, got places that down in Louisiana and bunch of places in the East Coast. But yeah, we're just gonna try to swarm every place we can.
I get that. I get that about, of course, swarming every place and getting the cigars out. It's just sometimes when I look and people go, "Oh, we're going to go California," and you see the price with the taxis, it's like, "Oh shit, okay, is this the right
Oh, dude, the
move?"
taxes are ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always my worrying thing when I see, of course, where people are going in the states with the taxis, and I'm like, okay, well, just want to put out
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of legal stuff, of course. So please be over the age of 18 in the UK to smoke, and also over the age of 18 to drink alcohol. Please be over the age of 21 in the United States to smoke a cigar, and also please be over the age of 21 if you are partaking in any alcohol. And of course, a girl and her cigar can't wait to try the Honeybee Cigars she wrote on Instagram. So thank you for watching.
Nice.
A girl and
Awesome.
a girl and a cigar. You know something? Of course, I know we're in 2025. And I know this year's going pretty quick when you look at the calendar of how quick it's
Oh
going.
yeah.
So what else? What else has Bree got coming that you can talk about for the remainder of this year and maybe the start of next year? What's Bree got coming?
Mm,
You know me, Jess. I'll put you on the
man, I
spot, my bro.
really.
I always put you on the spot.
I know. I know. Um, there's we try to keep things such in such a hush way, because we really like just not just surprising people, but just I don't know. It's just the wow factor, I guess. Um, but there's a lot of things that are going to be coming up. Um, everything that Honeybee likes to do, for example, with Cigar Loons. Um, this is we like to have a family, and we don't like to jump around and doing all these things for like so. For example, with Cigar Loons, this is it. We are exclusive to you guys. There will be no other podcast. And that's pretty much how it's going to be. So everywhere you see Honeybee in a special way, whether it be through a bourbon company, a wine company, a event company, however you look at it, if you see honeybees with them, you know it's going to be a an exclusive partnership. We don't
Yep.
jump around like that. But yeah, I really there's not a whole lot I can really say right now about what's
No.
coming up.
Well, like we say, of course, we wish Bree all the best with Honeybee and what, of course, is going to be happening this year with the events. We hope the events go really well and people come and, of course, they manage to smoke the cigars and tell Bree what they think of the cigars. And
Yeah.
this is the thing, and we wish you all the success in the world because it is a hard market to be in, as we know. It's not.
Hmm.
It's not the easiest of jobs because you're constantly on the go 24/7, and you can't switch off because if you have a day off, yeah, where you're
That's
going to
it.
be the
Yeah.
next day. And
One day
I
off is
definitely,
about 2 weeks of
yeah,
catching up.
yeah. And you know something, hats off to you as well, Jess, for what you're doing and doing this because I know it's hard for you. And this is the thing, you're,
Well, one thing that maybe I can say, she didn't really
yep,
say if I could say it or not,
Oh boy.
but I am going to
Break the
say it,
news. Do it.
is that we are officially in the West Coast.
Woo
We are
woo.
officially got our first shop here in the West,
cool.
and that
That's
happened
good.
today.
That's good. And what I was going to say, of course, with you doing this, we know, of course, you've been smoking cigars. We know, of course, you've been with us and stuff. To still be green, as we would say, coming into this and being a rep, I think with where you're going at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
you're taking your time. You're not rushing. You're making sure you're doing your homework. You're making sure you're doing your stuff before you go and do that. And that's the great thing, because
Yeah.
that's what you need. When two people can work alongside one another, they can bounce off one another, give one another ideas, and have that
Mm-hmm.
great working relationship. That's the thing, because both of you, and we could tell straight away with Brie, she doesn't want to run. She wants to walk, take her time, get established, then
Yeah.
start going. Really start running and taking it. And this is the thing, of course,
Exactly.
with yourself. And like we did say, of course, we understand Brie
And
could only have
that's
half
the
an hour
big.
tonight.
That's one of the
Yep.
biggest part about all the secrecy too.
Yeah.
That's the big one of the biggest part of the secrecy too is that you know we don't want people to just know everything all the time. We want people to spread the word of Honeybee instead of Honeybee putting it out there. You know what I mean? Let
Yeah.
the people that taste it spread the word.
Yeah. And I get that. I get that. And like I was saying, of course, we understand Brie could only give us half an hour tonight because, of course, she's got private things that are going on. And we understood, of course, the technical issues that she was having. But we hope this tonight is give you a little bit of insight to Brie and Honeybee.
Yeah.
And, of course, we will be bringing a part 2 out where we'll sit with Brie again. Hopefully, we can have a bit longer with Brie and really get more diving into Honeybee and more
Mm-hmm.
about the cigars, because, of course, she's got different lines and everything in the cigars, and go more on about that. But from us, it's been a great big thank you. And, of course, Jess, thank you for joining us tonight. And thank you, of course, to Brie for joining us, and everyone on Instagram and everyone on, of course, Rumble for joining in. We will be back next week, and we're going to be back on YouTube at our normal time of 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific, and, of course, midnight in England. And next week, we've got Pau Stange. So come and join us as we sit down with Mike from Pound Stange, and we're going to be talking to him about the cigars. We're going to be talking to him also about PCA, and of course, them being at PCA over the weekend. It's going to be a great chat, great time. Of course, Kurt's going to be smoking the Pond Stange Connecticut. Grumpy is going to be smoking the Pond Stange San Andreas, and Matthew is going to be smoking the Pond Stange
Nice.
Habano. So,
Yes, sir.
and keep your eyes open, because we've got some more unique guests coming out next month, and
Oh.
a little couple of surprises with what we're doing with some stuff, and we've got some reviews coming out. And Matthew, of course, has been talking today and getting his whiskey idea ready. So this is going to be a blind night of whiskey tasting live on the Cigar Loons with maybe either the 20th anniversary Christoph, or we might do the Christoph guardrail, of course, with the whiskey pairing. So keep your eyes open for that. But from me, stay smoky. Kurt, lasting thoughts on the cigar, and we'll go, of course, to Grumpy's lasting thoughts and Matthew's, and of course, our normal scenes as we're finishing off. So, Kurt.
For me, I've only smoked 2 of them, but the one that I smoked tonight, and La Loca, that's my favorite one. Really stood out to me. It just hit my palate perfectly. Construction
Yeah.
and burn were absolutely spot on for both of them that I smoked. I smoked the other one last night. Very good. Bree, wherever you are out there, we appreciate you. I hope you come back, and I'm sure you'll watch this back as it
Yeah.
goes up. So, and that's it. So until next time, look forward to next week with Ponstania Cigars. Until next time, smoke them if you got them.
She
We'll
tech.
pass it down to Matthew.
All right, yeah, man. I don't know if it's just probably because of like my nose being all jacked up. I I'm not getting the cinnamon like you guys are, but I do get a lot of nice flavor on this cigar, and it's been smoking beautifully. I haven't had to really touch it up much, even with my, OCD being the way it is. So a really enjoyable cigar. Bree, thank you so much for sending these out and coming on and spending your time with us. And Jess, obviously, for being here and taking our abuse after she left. Yeah, man, good time, good smoke. Don't start none, won't be none. And Jesse left. I scared him away.
Well, how about that?
Grumpy.
Why is it always when I'm talking?
You're just a thing, man.
I think it's weird internet and load of issues and technical issues from Jesse, of course, and technical issues from Bree, so we do apologise. But Grumpy, of course, we'll go over to you, get your lasting thoughts on the cigar, and of course, how you normally finish off as we finish. And
all right,
course,
yeah,
Jesse is back. Jesse's spinning, so he is back.
This Crimson Treble is the barber pole. It is a very nice cigar. It has smoked very well. It's kept pretty decent burn line. Nice sweet grasp of candela, along with some of the darker earthiness and stuff like that comes along with the Maduro that's on it. I would love to see this come out though in just a candela wrapper. I'd be very interested to see that. But much appreciation to Bree for taking time to be with us, and the care package that you sent. That was awesome. Wish you nothing but the best. Look forward to sitting down to do a part 2. And appreciate Jesse coming out and taking up the slack on that last half hour. But I love you, and Jesus loves you. If he's not driving your bus, you need to pull over, let him take the wheel. And until y'all catch me again with Pastani next week, love y'all.
Yeah, and of course, we will catch you next week for Pastani Cigars with Mike. And of course, as we said, we'll be live on YouTube. We'll be live, of course, on Instagram and also on Rumble. And if you like our content, then please go over to YouTube, where of course you can catch the rest of the interviews that we've done, also the reviews that we've done, and go and give us a like and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and it helps us to build the channel. And of course, we are passionate about boutique. We're also passionate about legacy brands, and we come from an everyday smoker side of doing this, and we appreciate all the love and support, all the likes, and thank you to everyone that likes, and thank you for the comments tonight and the live, of course. And we will catch you next week. So, of course, Jess, thank you again. Bree, if you're listening, thank you, of course, for coming on tonight. And we'll catch you next week. Stay smoky, stay safe, and thank you for joining.
From the depths of the internet, a podcast did arise. A trio of loons with cigars in their eyes. They've invaded the world with their smoky surprise. The Cigar Loons, they're oh so wise. Lunatic invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter, their stories unfold. From the finest blends to the wildest tales, the Cigar Loons never fail to prevail. With their witty banter and infectious glee, they've captured hearts, you see. They're more than just smokers, they're a family. united by cigars, a brotherhood free, invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter. Their stories unfold from the finest blends to the wildest tales. The cigar loons never fail to prevail. They've got the romance, the passion, the flair, a podcast powerhouse beyond compare. So light up a stogie and join the affair. The cigar loons are always there. Lunatic invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke